Thanks for watching Keeping It Real Sports.
Yes, sir. Rocky Yassin, Keeping It Real Sports.
Appreciate you, brother. All right, man.
Hey, Taylor Rapp here from the LA Rams. Shout out to Steve Taylor, the real sports guy, and the honorary Ram. When Steve's talks sports, you better listen. Thanks, Steve from the Rams, for your continued support and love.
With Prince Bell, we rocking with Keeping It Real Sports, and we gonna be on this. We gonna be on a lot of times. I love the platform. Check in. It's the new wave. Like, follow, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.
Make sure you tune in. Here we go. You ready? It is the Thursday edition. What do we have? Well, we have Michigan sign stealing. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk Ohio State football. Kyle McCord, man, will y'all get up off his back? I'm going to give you this week's college football poll. We're going to give you this week's NFL rankings, and I'm going to give you pick 3. I got a big show. Stay tuned. Keeping It Real Sports starts right now.
Come on, come on. Told you I got you. Wanna talk about his game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Save your boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is, the real sports guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, don't have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OVA, game over, they don't play. From the 4th quarter to the 9th inning, NASCAR wheels keep spinning. To the 18th hole, he's still in control. Guy on the go. Coach never missing the play, cause he know the deal. This keeping it real. Sports. Come on. Keeping it real. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go indeed. I got a great show for you playing today. I told you the Michigan scandal, it keeps heating up. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk Ohio State football. They are the #1 team in the land. We're going to talk Kyle McCord, and I'm going to talk a little bit of NFL, and I forgot to talk about NBA. A big show planned for you. But as usual, I have to tell you what I find hot off to Keeping It Real Sports Press. To look at the sign stealing scandal. This thing continues to spin out of control. Michigan fan seems to think that it's a witch hunt, but it's much more than that, people. We're talking about a team and a man that has basically taken and ripped away the fortunes of some of the unfortunate, meaning some kids that deserve to be in this situation. Let's look back at the timeline, people. Let's look at what it was before the scandal came out and since the scandal. Jim Harbaugh, before the scandal, 49-22 as a coach. The point differential, 13 points a game. His team, no playoff appearances, no Big Ten titles, 0-5 against Ohio State. So, Jim Harbaugh goes to what he calls his laboratory, and he comes up with the idea, and he comes up with the plan, and that plan was Connor Stallions, and this guy comes in, and he basically steals. Now, since 1994, people, because some of the lesser schools, less fortunate schools, couldn't send scouts out to scout their opponents in person, the NCAA did away with that. So let me help you, Michigan fan, just in case you don't know. If you send scouts out ahead of time, you're cheating. I don't care what degree that you may deem it as, it's still cheating. And when you stoop to the levels that you don't stoop to hide this and bring this on, all this does is throw fuel on the fire. The fire is the upcoming playoffs. So what should we do about this? Should you be allowed to play in this? Well, there's been nothing but problems at Michigan here lately. Again, the timeline. Let's go back to January. The NCAA launches an investigation into alleged violations during the COVID-19 recruiting period. This kind of seems when this all started. Because if you remember, they tapped out the COVID year. They didn't want to play the Buckeyes that year. Michigan self-imposed a 3-game suspension for Coach Jim Harbaugh in August. But it gets better, people. In October, the NCAA launches an investigation because of sign stealing, and the FBI is even investigating coaches. This thing is getting deep. Man, let's peel back the layers, man. I got to get in my good friend, Mortgage Marty Ben on this. Marty, welcome into the show, buddy. Man, this one here is a firestorm, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this one.
Listen, all I'm going to ask all my Michigan fan friends, and I have many, and I like picking on y'all, but can we just get over the Michigan high ground and admit you're down here in the muck with the rest? Because, Steve, we're Buckeye fans. How many years we've been hearing how we cheat, we don't do things the right way, and that's why we beat them like a drum for so. Buddy, that's all fine. Just stop with the high ground. Stop. Can we say, Steve, stop?
Yeah.
You're down here in the weeds with the rest of us, and now you got caught. So just like Jim Tressel and Tattoo Gate, you got caught, and now you got to stand tall before the man, and you got to fess up, and you got to own it, and it's not going to be pretty. Is that fair?
No, it's absolutely fair. But I mean, let's just back up just for a minute and go back and look at Jim Harbaugh pre Spygate. He 49-22. He's on the verge of being fired at the University of Michigan. He's 0-5 against Ohio State. In fact, he had just had 63 hung on him the year before, and then they tapped out of the game the year that COVID hit. The thing that I'm talking about now is since then, they're 34-3.
Were you not listening to Charles Woodson today? This is only happening because this is only happening because they're good. So now people are jealous that Michigan's good, so therefore he's a big. Dude, come on. Again, Michigan fans, it's okay. Just own it, right? And by the way, Steve, I'm telling you straight, he was done before this year, heading into next year anyways. This just gives him a chance to ride out, be the victim, play the victim card. Michigan fan, when they go 7-4 next year, because I don't know. Have you seen what they graduate, what next year's schedule looks like? Buddy, I'd want to get the hell out too. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah. If I was there, I'd want out right. And now he gets a chance to be a victim. Think about it.
Right.
Every Michigan fan gets their built-in excuse for why they go 0-5 the next 5 years. Dude, it's a perfect storm. It gives them all they want, and then they go back to being average. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, but again, man, it means a lot. The fact that you're 34-3 since all of this came about, and then all of a sudden you want us to believe that you found the secret sauce and you found the recipe to Ohio State, man. I mean, come on, man. Stevie Wonder could see what the hell is going on here, Marty. This just doesn't make sense to me, man. You know, it's like what happens is when you get caught. You ever been around a bunch of friends that plan to steal something? And when one get caught, he's like, oh, come on out. We're caught, everybody. That's kind of what Michigan is doing now. You know, they want to tell on everybody else, you know, and it's like, dude, that's not the thing. We don't care if they shared information about your school. What we're looking at, they didn't break the rules. You did. You broke the rules, and I don't care how it is, man. It goes back to how dumb it is if you're driving through a school zone when it's no school, but it's 20 miles an hour driving through that school zone. You don't care how dumb it is. It's still a damn law. You have to obey the law. It's a rule. And that's what I'm saying about this. I don't care how dumb you think it is. It's a rule. And Michigan, you broke the rule, man. And what happens, man. And my question is, should they even be allowed to participate in the playoffs should it come to that?
So you and I are not going to agree on this, and you know you and I like to argue about. Here's the thing: if Michigan beats Penn State and beats Ohio State, after all this has happened, they're in the playoff, and you're not going to stop that. Okay, I'm being straight with you. because there's too much money for the dude. Come on, what talks and everything else walks.
Yeah. Money talks.
If they went out, the money that the Big Ten would have to, because you're not going to give it to somebody else. Penn State will have 2 losses at that point. Now, if Penn State, mark my words, what if Penn State beats them on Saturday? Listen to me. If Penn State beats him on Saturday, he might be suspended by Sunday morning, and then the whole thing starts to unravel because then they're not guaranteed. So until they're not guaranteed a playoff spot, if you're the Big Ten, you're going to – because listen, as a Big Ten fan, if we could get 2 teams back in the playoff again, even though I hate Michigan, right? Now think of – Steve, come on. That's buddy. That talks and everything.
It don't make dollars. It don't make sense.
Okay, so listen to me. Think about what I'm saying. Ohio State happens to lose a close one to Michigan. Michigan gets a playoff. Ohio State backs into a spot again for the second year, and we get 2 Big Ten schools. But you're not turning down that money. Then all this doesn't happen. But mark my words. Michigan loses to Penn State Saturday.
Yeah.
Sunday and Monday. Buddy, I'm telling you, Sunday and Monday are going to look a whole lot different with what the Big Ten's willing to do. Big Ten commissioner, it's okay. Like you say it out loud. It's okay to admit it's all about the Benjamins. Is that fair?
Right.
And come Monday morning, you might wake up and be like, well, now I can do what's right and start throwing the book at these fools. But if they just beat the heck out of Penn State, which I think is going to happen. Because, by the way, talk about a program. That's James Franklin. That's still little brother. That's little baby brother. That's like red-headed stepchild cousin brother. It's like so when Penn State gets beat, then we don't do anything until after the Ohio State game. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, that's true. Well, hey, look, man, that is the gift that keeps giving. We'll definitely keep an eye on that. But what we're keeping an eye on right now is college football, man. Let's talk a little college football. Marty, I am so tired of Buckeye fans belly aching about Kyle McCord and the performance of Kyle McCord. I'm so tired of Buckeye fans saying that the Buckeyes look weak. The quarterback is the problem. Last time I checked, Ohio State was 9-0. Remember, Buckeye fans, you were the same group who stood over C.J. Stroud after he lost his first game to Oregon and said he was a damn bum. How did that work out for you? Will you back up off of C.J. Stroud? Kyle McCord. All he's done is won football games. And if Julian Fleming and others could catch the damn football, the Rutgers game wouldn't have been an issue. And if Julian Fleming wouldn't have dropped the damn bomb in the Wisconsin game, that one would have got out of hand. And oh, by the way, Marvin Harrison has had his time at dropping passes too. Will you get up off of C.J. Stroud, please?
Well, so again, it's recency bias. C.J. Stroud, can we now admit, dude can drop a dime anywhere within about 60 yards of the field. Like, he's a generational Come on.
Right.
There was a whole Sports Illustrated story today about how he's the man. And by the way, little short quarterbacks from Alabama maybe aren't. But let's not get into it. Like, I don't want to be picking on vertically challenged quarterbacks. Drew Brees, you're the exception, not the rule. Tua, maybe, right? But
right.
CJ was the man. Dude, that guy could throw a ball in place into win. You know how this goes. Somebody drops that zone coverage on the outside, and you're the guy that can throw the 20-yard out over the corner that's got the flat's head, but before the safety can get there, and you can consistently, buddy, you can't stop that play. There's no defense designed. And Kyle McCord is not there yet. But you're comparing him to a guy who's a generational talent on putting the ball in spots that almost no other human being can put the ball. So you got to back off comparing him to what CJ was when CJ left, because CJ was – come on.
Yeah.
You're not going to – you may never see another quarterback with CJ's accuracy at Ohio State. Is that fair? You may never see it.
Man, the dude has it all, man. But the point I'm making, all Kyle McCord has done since he's been Ohio State is win. I mean, he's done everything they've asked him to do, man. Like, I'm really tired of Buckeye fans who are so damn at this point. They feel like they have to, well, we're entitled to this, a sense of entitlement. Man, stop. No, Ryan Day has done a hell of a job, and I'm tired of you, man, belly aching on Ryan Day. Man, anytime you can remember the games a coach lost, then that means he's pretty damn good. The point I'm making is, he's lost 5 games, and he loses the big games. Well, damn. He's in the big games. You can't win them if you ain't in them. Will you stop on all of that? Will you please?
Well, so I have a theory on this as well, and it's a lot of people that are Buckeye fans get on my case about this. It's Brian Hartline's first year as offensive coordinator. It's the first, right? Buddy, that's an adjustment, right? Best wide receiver room in the country for the last 10 years, hands down. Any fool that wants to argue with that, please put my cell phone up. Call me later. I'll school you on how foolish you are.
Right.
But it's
right.
So when we talk about the running game and some of the, there's still a little urban zone read left in the offense that makes no sense to me because we don't run the read anymore. There's some tweaks, but it's his first year. Give a little grace because it's gonna keep getting better. And like you said, Ryan Day, I mean, he's an offensive-minded coach, and can we admit the defense is the best it's been in a very
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And by the way, come November in those games that we don't. Oh wait, it's November. Come these games this time of year, buddy. I like what we look like right now because we will hit you in the damn mouth. I mean, lace them up and let's go. And it's not been like that. It's been a little finessey. It's been a little. No, we'll hit you in the mouth now. So I'm with you. Back up. And by the way, if Kyle McCord gets to where a couple of those passes don't sail on him, and like you said, he completes one or two of those ones that are in the middle that the ball wasn't. We're talking about him as a Heisman candidate with Marvin. The difference is this because he's putting the ball in the right spots. He's just his accuracy is. Relax.
If it hits you in the hand, stop. You're supposed to catch the damn ball. That's kind of what my dad always taught me. And I hear you on that. But as a Buckeye fan, we've been spoiled by the guy that doesn't just hit you on the hands. He hits you on the hands in stride running, where then the yards after catch go up like right. I mean, we're spoiled, Steve. Right?
We're spoiled.
I tell you, man. Hey, man, I have been spoiling our Keeping It Real fan base with the real Keeping It Real Sports Top 10 for the past few weeks. The playoff committee has done a good job at getting it close. However, this is the way that I see that this thing should shake out this week's Top 10 as we start with my number 10 team, the Ole Miss Rebels. Man, you got to give Lane Kiffin credit, man. His offense seems to produce, man, week in and week out, man. Ole Miss, their ability to run the football, they make it into this week's Top 10. Number 9 is the Penn State Nittany Lions. They make it back in. Their offense has scored 67 points in the last 6 quarters. Ironically, the Buckeyes of Ohio State weren't in those 6 quarters. Number 8 is the Alabama Crimson Tide. They're starting to look good. Jalen Milrose figured it out. Texas has a quarterback situation, and Buckeye fans pay attention to this one because Malik Murphy is rumored to want to enter the transfer portal. He looks the part. Ohio State would be a nice landing spot for that young man if he chooses to do so. Number 6, I have is Oregon, the Oregon Ducks. They would be the second team out of my playoffs. And then the first team out, surprise, yes, the Florida State Seminoles. Is just something about them that doesn't sit well with me. Man, when I really look at their body of work along with their schedule, I'm just not overly impressed on what I've seen with Florida State. We will have much more to come from them. They'll have their chances. But as of right now, Marty, this is my top playoff teams. At number 4, Washington Huskies. Man, Michael Penix and company, man. I know you like Penix. You love the receivers that they have. Big play wide receivers. the ability to take the top off. They have 3 of them. Washington comes in at number 4. Number 3, the Counter Stallions, or should I call them the Michigan Wolverines? They come in at number 3. Man, you know, they start to play their football season starting on Saturday. Number 2, the Buckeyes of Ohio State. Mainly because I love the defense of what I've seen, and Kyle McCord starting to get it together, man. Man, this team is rounding into shape. But to me, to beat a man, you got to beat the man, and the Georgia Bulldogs is the man. They find a way to just produce week in and week out. And when you look at it, that's the way that I see it, Marty Ben. Do you have any objection with the way that I see it?
So, you know, you and I did this a while back, and I said Florida State is a pretender, not a contender, and I still believe that they are overrated. They haven't, you know, okay, LSU, right? But, I mean, that ACC is weak, dude. It's weak. So yeah. I'm with you on Florida State, and I think a lot of this the only other issue I have is I think Penn State is grossly overrated by everybody, which they usually are, because, you know, who have they really beaten? A bunch of bad teams. Now, they beat the heck out of them. Yeah. But I mean, Steve, what's their quality win?
True. I mean, you know, but, you know, I mean, you know, with the way that they're putting up points, man, you know, I mean, you give them that, man, the defense is really real, man.
Until Drew Aller can throw a ball more than 22 yards in the air and a guy catch it and run down the field, right. I'm going to stack the box and play press coverage and tell you to beat me. Because, dude,
here's the thing.
Talk about a poor young man that got chained to a desk, right? James Franklin, offensive coordinator there. They chained that young man to a desk.
But, Marty, they want us to believe that Drew Aller is this coveted quarterback from Ohio. And I'm saying, wait just a damn minute, Bennett. If Ohio State don't want him, that should kind of tell you something. I mean, you get what I'm saying, Marty? If Ohio State don't want you, how coveted are you? Because they don't lose their own. Man,
yeah, well, listen, they lost one top recruit in the last 20 years to Penn State, and that was Micah Parsons, and that one still hurts. Yeah.
It's not many. They don't lose many. Well,
Bo Nix is going to put 134 on what the Grinch or Greenwich or what? Oh, no, he got fired. Whatever the hell's left of USC's bad defense. That's Oregon. You don't even have to argue with me on it. Oregon and what? If it's 22, take the over.
Okay. So the line on this is 15.
Oregon.
15 and a half.
Oregon.
Wow. Man, I tend to disagree. I just think Oregon is good, but they ain't that damn good. I don't think they're 15 and a half points better than USC, man. In this one, man, I'm going to take the 15, man. Give me the USC, man. They don't have problems scoring points. I just don't think Oregon is as good as they claim them to be. Here's the one that we were talking about. The Michigan Wolverines getting their first test, man, as they travel to Happy Valley. They take on Penn State. The line on this one is 4.5. Marty, who you got?
Michigan. Until Penn State wins a meaningful game, I just pick against them in any game that matters.
Yeah, that's a good bet. I like Penn State. I like Michigan in this one as well. 4.5. You know, that's an easy one. And then the game of the day. This one here is a 1.5 point affair. Tennessee traveling to Missouri to take on the Missouri Tigers. Tennessee, big win last week. So what? But Missouri come up a little bit short against Georgia. Who you got?
I think normally I would pick Missouri in this game, but I think they're a little beat up coming out of Georgia, and there's a little hangover. I think Tennessee's going to go down there and sneak one away. So I got Tennessee.
Yeah, man, when I look at it, man, Missouri has trouble stopping the run. But when I look at the opponent that Tennessee played last week, man, if you're getting all of your mojo from that, then I'm going to take Missouri, man, Look, man, go ahead and man, give me Missouri in this one, man. They're at home. I like Missouri. So Marty, man, look here. We've got the midway point of the NFL season now. And man, a lot is going on, man. We're starting to see what is what in the NFL. We've got some storylines. Let's talk some NFL storylines. Power rankings, man, as I see them so far for this here week. So here we go, man. The number one team in the country in the NFL, I have the Baltimore Ravens, man. Man, did you see how that defense has showed up, and showed out, man? They are starting to absolutely snuff people out, man. I love what the Ravens are doing. Philadelphia, man, you got to tip your cap to them, man. They just continue to find ways. Championship medal finds championship ways to get it done. The Cincinnati Bengals are trending upward. They are really starting to play well. That's the team that you don't want to play right now. The Kansas City Chiefs, or should we call them the Taylor Swifties? Man, they're down to number 4. And coming in this week, even off of a loss, is the Dallas Cowboys, man. Your thoughts, man, on my top 5?
You got the Cowboys overrated because they just can't figure it out. Mike McCarthy can't figure it out. And, you know, they're my team and I love them, but they're not the 5th best team in the NFL. And I totally love that you got the Bengals there, because about the moment Joe Burrow's leg wasn't dragging around the field and he could throw the ball correctly, nobody wants to play him when he's healthy. Nobody. And you talk about MVP. Look on that list. Who's the real MVP of that list? Joe Burrow.
Well,
healthy Joe Burrow is literally the difference between that team being 4 and whatever. I mean, come on, dude. He's a 10-win difference on that team. He's a problem.
He's definitely a problem, man.
And when he can move around the pocket even a little bit, dude, that offense is different when he's healthy. Different.
Yeah, true. Man, I tell you who's different. The Raiders. I mean, what was that, man? Was there any more evidence that, man, a team did not like his head coach? Man, Antonio Pierce, Champ Kelly show up, man, they get rid of the coach and the GM, and everybody's partying in Vegas. They're smoking cigars in the locker room. They can talk now, man. It is crazy that, man, how Josh McDaniels can just ruin franchises, man. Maybe Josh McDaniels did you a favor, Indianapolis, by, man, backing out at the last minute, because all he knows is the Patriot way, and the Patriot way doesn't work everywhere that you go. That's what's apparent to me.
So I have a theory on this. I call it the Norv Turner reality. Some people are just better to be coordinators because they're not wired to be head coaches. True. Sorry. True. And I love Norv Turner. I love watching his teams. Norv Turner was never wired to be a head coach. Dave Wannstedt from that staff. Never. And Josh McDaniels, the wiring, something in his brain, the way he treats people. Because if you got the head coach going, I know he's a jackass, but listen, he's a great play caller, so we're going to put him up top. Let him call the plays. Don't deal with him. And when you're mad at him at practice, I got it, right? So some people should be in the booth and never have control of the franchise, and that's Josh McDaniels. I'm sorry, it's a Norv Turner factor.
Well, speaking of a guy who's got too much damn control, let's talk about that. Sean McVay. So the Rams go out and they sign Carson Wentz, okay? Which, to me, is a great move because, quite frankly, they should have signed him in the first part of the season when they worked him out way in the preseason. We should have signed him then to upgrade the quarterback room, because if you would...
Here's the thing. Leave your graphic up there. Can we admit that what Sean McVay really did is sign his little brother? Because look at the two of them. They're damn near twins. Look at them. It's scary. He signed his little brother. Terrible. Terrible.
Well, man, again, and from Brett Rippon, that was just egregious.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense, man. I mean, I knew 3 snaps in, the Rams didn't have a chance in hell. It just, it's a week late, Sean McVay. Maybe you can save the season. I don't know. You let it go out the window on Sunday. Speaking of letting it go out the window, we talked about this a little bit, man. The Cowboys fall short again. I mean, what the hell is going on, man? Why they keep coming up short?
Listen, have you watched the Cowboys since Jimmy Johnson left? I watch them all the time. This is what they do. You know what they are, Steve? They're like the prom date that shows a little skirt, does whatever else, and then falls asleep on the way home. Every year, that's what they are. They do it to me. It's excruciating. And they give you a lot of hope. They show a little flash. It seems like we're going to get there. And then they do this crap. I've been doing this for so long, I don't even get upset about it anymore. I sort of expect – listen, if you ever watched with your lady a Hallmark movie where you know that there's be a fight in the middle and then there'll be a misunderstanding, but at the end it ends – the Cowboys are the opposite of that. You know, in the middle it's going to give you hope, and at the end it's going to crush your dreams. That's what being a Cowboy fan has been for 20 damn years. That's what you got to expect. Get over it.
Hey, man, let's give out some mid-season grades, man, for some of the rookies, man. Man, mid-season award. This is just for the rookies, man. So, a grade on Bryce Young.
D-.
Okay. Grade on Jackson Smith and Jigba.
C. I just don't know. There's a lot there I'm not sure about. C.
Yeah. Will Anderson, huh?
B-.
Ooh, man. Hey, man, you know, that defense, man, is starting to put it together, man. You know, man, I kind of like what they're doing.
But listen, is that him or is that great coaching? Because DeMeco Ryans can coach some defense.
True.
I'm asking.
True. I mean, it's some of both, but I tell you what it is when we look at this guy, C.J. Stroud.
But that's an A+. I mean, yeah, come on.
Plus. A++. Bijan Robinson.
I'm not gonna give him a grade because I feel like that team is such a dumpster fire that we can't hold him accountable for what I think I would give him.
Wow, man. I love this rookie, man.
I love him. I just don't think I can grade him fairly based on how much of a dumpster fire that team is.
Yeah. And then Puka Nacua.
Now, how many we going the whole body of work through this? I'm going to give him a B because he's your guy. But, you know, I mean, currently nobody can throw him the damn ball, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. But man, you know, the numbers that he's put up, man, I mean, man, Puka Nacua, 64 catches, 827 yards, 2 touchdowns, man. This is the guy. The guys that we were talking about were the guys that we expected to be there. Here's a guy that we didn't expect. We're talking about a 5th-round draft pick, man, out of BYU, man, getting it done. Yeah, no, so we're talking about that. Out of these three players here, Puka Nacua, Bijan Robinson, and Bijan, big numbers for him, 713 total yards, 3 touchdowns, man. So you really can't shortchange him. And then CJ, I mean, man, if you really look at CJ's entire body of work, I mean, even though he had the big game, the memorable game, man, 14 TDs, 1 interception, 2,200 yards, man. But we got to pick one, man. Who is going to be our midseason rookie of the year, man?
Come on, man. It's CJ. I mean, it's not close. Okay. I'll give you that. We'll give you that. Thursday Night Football, man, coming up tonight, man. We've got listen, boys. This is the NFL's version of Maction. Come on.
True. Wow.
NFL. What we have tonight is the NFL's version of Maction. Come on.
Who you got?
The under. I have the under. I don't even know what it is.
Oh, my goodness, man.
I got the under.
44 is the under.
I got the under. Hard. Those are 2 bad football teams.
I'll pick it. Give me the Bears. The Bears.
Hey, look, that's the Bears. Again, that's like asking me to pick Central Michigan versus EMU on Tuesday night. I don't know, but it's the under. I got the under. I ain't doing it. You can't even give.
All right, minutes. Yeah, real quick, man, before we get out of here, man, we're going to talk a little bit of NBA.
Can we admit that Joker is a weird dude and we can't explain it, but It's really crazy to watch. Can we just say, like, I keep waiting for him to crash back to earth and dude does, like, if he's got to score, he can score. If he's got to drop a dime, he can drop a dime. He can even rebound a little. The dude is a freak. Like, I thought it was kind of a weird thing. No, dude, I got to give it up to the guy because I've been waiting for him to sort of come back to earth. It don't look like he's done it.
I like that, man. Okay, well then I'm glad Thomas coming back down to earth, man. The Lakers, man. The Laker watch, man. Look here. We're talking about the 21st season for LeBron and the Lakers, man. And what we're seeing, man, on early returns is, well, once again, 50. We call him 50. We call him half man, half a season. I'm talking about, that guy. Street clothes.
Listen, you cannot hang your franchise's future on whether Anthony Davis is going to play enough because he's not going to play enough. So you got to I mean, LeBron does what LeBron does, but LeBron needs somebody else to help carry some of the load, and you can't count on it. Like, and I happen to like him. I love watching him play, but you can't count on the man, so got to go.
True. The surprise team to me this year that the team that's a whole lot better than we may have forecasted, but now that we've seen them, the Philadelphia 76ers, man. You know, I mean, you bring in Kelly Oubre, a guy that can shoot the ball. Max, he seems to be moved into that number 2 role real nice, man. You don't have to depend on Tobias Harris, man. They've got a lot of guys that can score the basketball. And, man, it's a bunch of guys that seem to freaking care, man. And one thing that we got to look at is Nick Nurse is a championship-winning coach, man. Man, that culture that he's bringing there, man, we've got to pay attention to him, even though I don't think that they're the best team in the East, and I don't think the Celtics is the best team in the East. I think the best team in the East is the Milwaukee Bucks. And Dame time, man. Giannis gets tossed last night, and Dame goes nuclear, man, scoring 18 fourth quarter points, man, literally outscoring the Pistons by himself, man. I think when it's all said and done, the team that you talked about and the team that I'm talking about is going to be the team that's in the NBA Finals, man. Your thoughts?
You know, you and I often don't agree, and I not only do I agree with you, I think we're understating it. Like, I think everybody else is in a distant second. Like, I don't even think it's close.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Wemby watch is in full effect, man. Give me your thoughts on the young kid right now. Is he already a superstar, man?
Not yet, but he's close. Listen, he's going to have to put on some pounds. He's going to have to learn to, right? Because people are starting to put bodies on him, starting to push him around a little bit, get him off his game, and he'll learn from that. But to be a star, he's going to have to physically take that next step when people want to bang him around a little bit. And that's just an adjustment. He's fun to watch. He's exciting. But, dude, we're a few games into a long season, and he's already starting to get banged. And once teams think that they can bang him around, that's going to get worse before it gets better.
Man, and so, man, the last thing, man, the NBA in-season tournament is picking back up tomorrow, man. The in-season tournament games are on Tuesdays and Fridays throughout the month of November. Man, this thing is starting to play down. The game tomorrow of the night will be the Lakers against the Suns. Give me your thoughts on the in-season tournament. Do you like it, man? Do you think it's going to work? Man, are you intrigued?
So I like it. The problem is when you got the middle game, like, I wish it would just run the whole tournament as part of the season, not all the breaks in between it, because I get confused whether it's a tournament game or not. It's a little too jumbled in my head day to day, whether this is one of those games or one of the other games. And honestly, I got too much going on with football to try and figure all that out. So I like the idea. I don't like the execution. I like the idea, not the execution. If they just did the whole tournament and ran it through, I would like that a lot better.
Man, well, I kind of like it, man. You know, you put the games on Tuesdays and Fridays, man. The floors they just differentiate the games from everything else. I love the way that the decor of the floors. I love what they're doing, man. It's bringing excitement. It's bringing eyes, man. Basketball eyes are on the NBA in November. There are games being played to remember in November. So you got to like that, man. Man, what I gotta like is the fact that, man, you hung out with me today. I appreciate you, Marty, for doing that. Mortgage Marty Ben, man, heading to the Bahamas here soon, man. I'm gonna definitely be chiming in with you.
Let's do this though. Let's you and I establish an over and under. If Michigan loses to Penn State, how many days Jim Harbaugh before he's suspended? I'm just throwing that out there, Michigan fans. Don't be hating on me. You got my phone number. You know, if they lose to Penn State, will he be suspended by Monday? That's the only bet I want.
Let's talk about it on Monday. We'll get you on Monday. We'll talk about it Monday. There we go. It's the done deal. So we'll get Mortgage Marty on Monday. We'll talk that. Man, Saturday, the fight is coming up, man. Stay tuned. I will be at the fight, man. I'll have all kind of coverage from the fight, and I will show you Saturday what a fight week looks like in the life of Albert the Prince Bell, man. That's coming up on Saturday, man. We're going to talk more Michigan scandal. Man, we're going to talk college football, NFL, man. I'm going to give you a pick six. Man, like we always do. Man, make sure you like them. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend to bring a friend, and we'll all be friends. And until Saturday morning, I'm your boy, the Real Sports Guy for Marty Ben. Man, we'll see you Saturday. Chuck them deuces.
Come on. I told you I got you. Wanna talk about the game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Safe boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is. The Real Sports Guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, don't have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OV.